Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head 2. And I hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. In this video, we're going to talk about the top under-the-radar free agents in Major League Baseball and their fits. As you know, free agency is like quicksand, slowly dragging everybody down. But ESPN put an article out. I'm going to read it. I mean, this is, we're now getting into the third week of January and still don't have any major free agents, aside from a sprinkling of here and there that have signed. And it is annoying as hell. The MLB offseason reached its inevitable Christmas pause and it's just to pick back up again. The only recent major signings, the 3 Japanese players who each signed just before their 45-day negotiating windows closed. Third baseman, first baseman, second baseman, Munetaka Murakami with the White Sox, and of course the White Sox also, and Tatsuya Amai with the Astros. They signed shorter deals, term deals for below the initial projections. Murakami is going to be an interesting case for the White Sox because if he fulfills his potential, he could be a guy that they could flip and get some massive amounts of prospects. If not, they took a chance on him. Amai will be an interesting pitcher to watch because his market wasn't great. He was complaining that he wasn't getting the sort of interest that he wanted. And of course, the Blue Jays signed Kazumo Okamoto to a 4-year, $60 million contract. Now, what's interesting about that contract is that the AI that I consulted got the number right on the dot. 4 years, $60 million. But they said, the AI said was going to sign with the Mets, but he signed with the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have been very active. They're going to win that division. The Yankees are in a lot of trouble. The Yankees have done nothing this offseason, by the way. Meanwhile, the top 4 players on the ranking of the top 50 free agents remain unsigned. Kyle Tucker, Framber Valdez, Cody Bellinger, and Alex Bregman. Bo Bichette, the number 7 player on the list, is also still in the market, although he's going to be meeting with the Phillies, I guess, on a conference call on Monday, along with 3 other players in the top 20, Ranger Suarez, Zach Gallen, and Eugenio Suarez. Now, if you're a New York Mets fan, the Mets have been in on Tucker, Valdez, Cody Bellinger, Zach Gallen, believe it or not, I've heard a little bit, and Alex Bregman. I don't think Bregman's going to sign with the Mets. But here are some players that it could be interesting in terms of innings eaters, starters. We got 3 names here: Chris Bassett, Lucas Giolito, and Nick Martinez. They put possible fits on this as the Texas Rangers Athletics. They only have them as Athletics. I don't know where they're going to go. The Los Angeles Angels, the Arizona Diamondbacks, New York Yankees, Philadelphia Phillies, Baltimore Orioles, Pittsburgh Pirates. I would put Bassett with the Mets there because he's been mentioned a few times with the Mets. The other 2 guys, I would not touch Giolito because he's always hurting. And Nick Martinez, he could possibly stay with Cincinnati. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Want a future Hall of Famer? Well, we got 2 pitchers here on this not ranked. We got the Braves, the Padres, the Giants, and the Detroit Tigers. I don't see the Braves sign either one of these guys. Okay, Verlander is going to be 43 in February. Scherzer turns 42 in July. But both might still have a little something left in these other once golden red arms. And it's funny, wherever Scherzer goes to postseason. It's funny. Wherever Scherzer goes, he goes to the postseason all the time. Isn't that crazy? With the Rangers, with the Blue Jays, the Mets a little bit, Dodgers. He knows where to go to. Verlander is a different story. He can really with 2 teams, but then of course he was with the Giants. At behind the plate, JT Realmuto. There is an impasse between him and the Phillies, but there are teams still in on him. They could be fits. The Phillies, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Marlins, and the Pirates. I would be surprised if he doesn't go back to the Phillies, but they have other priorities. If they sign Bo Bichette, they're going to get rid of Baum, and it's one of these weird things. Here are reliable contributors: Harrison Bader and Luis Ariz. With Bader, we have the Angels, the Reds, the Mets, the A's, the Royals, and the Guardians. Ariz, we have the Rockies, Rangers, White Sox, and the Padres. This Ariz, I'll mention, his market is pretty much zero because he's got no power, he can't play defense, all he does is hit for singles. He'll win batting title, but other than that, now Harrison Bader has a good market because he's a good defensive player, and he has these moments where you can't get him out. There are moments where you can't get him out, but then there's also moments where he's stone cold, awful, at the plate. I would not mind him back to the New York Mets. I think that's a good fit for the Mets, to be honest with you. Veteran right-handed sluggers who don't slug so much anymore. Marcell Ozuna, that guy's a piece of work, and Paul Goldschmidt. You have the Padres, Giants, Diamondbacks, and the White Sox. I could see Goldschmidt going back to the Diamondbacks, probably to finish his career there. Ozuna, I don't know what the hell's going on with Ozuna. He's just a DH at this point. Bullpen depth arms: Sir Anthony Dominguez, David Robertson, Taylor Clark, Jacob Junis, and Michael Kopech. They mentioned the Nationals, the Diamondbacks, Giants, A's, and the Twins. These are very interesting players. I don't know if these guys are under the radar. Guys that would interest me or any team, David Robertson would interest me. Let's see. David Robertson would interest me. Harrison Bader would interest me. JT Realmuto would interest me. I'm not saying it's just the Met fan. I'm just saying this in general. Because Realmuto's a veteran catcher. Of the Hall of Fame pitchers, probably Justin Verlander. Because he's not so emotionally, he's not as emotional as Scherzer. Scherzer could be a little too emotional. Let's leave it at that. And Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett, of the names that have been mentioned here, is a guy I would want because this guy is pitching in big games now. Pitched in the World Series last year. Can pitch out of the bullpen. Doesn't miss a start. He's a pro's pro. So that's a guy that would interest me for any team. There are any number of teams that would be interested in him. And there are other teams, the Braves would be interested in him. All these guys, Bassett, Giolito, and Martinez, the Braves would be interested in. But we don't really care about the Braves. That's the Braves. But just wanted to mention that. The Mets certainly have been talking to Bassett. They've been rumored to be talking to Bassett. But these are the under-radar players, under-radar free agents for this offseason. I hope we get some movement here this weekend. My goodness, it's so freaking boring. Well, thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe. You're probably thinking about this video. It's pretty damn boring, but that's besides the point. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later.